Word on the streets. FisMaz Show. What's the word on the street? Like, who got the beats that be killing the game? Who's up on the scale? Who playing who? What's the score on the sheet? Fiso the Prince got him taking the seat. Got the legends giving us the 411. Fiso Maz from the 031. No hated sports and entertainment when we got it all and we the only ones. And after all that action, never have a dripping hot passion. Drippy on some rich municipal stylish and soak up with passion. If it's giving us less, then we never settle. Make sure you pull up and bring all your medals. Sit back and relax, let's go. It's FisMaz bringing you the FisMaz Show. It's the FisMaz Show. It's the FisMaz Show. It's the FisMaz Show. It's the FisMaz Show.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? This is the one, the only DJ Nays. Hope you're keeping up and keeping it well, man. You are currently locked into the one, the only Forex father, or as you know it, the FisMaz Show. You know, shout out to my man Fiso doing big things right now. Forex father, take it home.
Hey, what's good, everyone? Hope you're good. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. And yeah, been an interesting time in the world of sports. We've seen plenty happening. Cristiano Ronaldo moving to Manchester United. We've seen the US Open finals. I mean, how special were both of those contests, the men and the women? Some new heroes born, and no doubt all over the world, plenty of you are really enjoying all the sporting action that has been served up, and slowly but surely, we're starting to get a bit of normality with regards to the sporting world. But today I'm focusing on cricket, and I'm focusing on, I guess, some of the changes that are happening in the different teams around the world, but they involve South Africans. Vernon Philander has been announced as part of the new backroom staff for Pakistan, and I'm really excited to catch up with him and find out a little bit with regards to his thought process ahead of that appointment, and of course, whether or not he'll still be playing for Western Province. That's a key question. I've got a very special guest, and he'll be chatting about, I guess, a new chapter with regards to his career. Or is it the new career? Is he leaving another one behind? Is he doing both? Vernon Philander joins me. Vernon, yeah, firstly, congratulations. I know how much passion you have for coaching, for giving back to the game that gave so much to you. And yeah, welcome to the FisMaz Show. And yeah, we're obviously looking to find out a little bit more about your move to the Pakistan team.
Yeah, thanks, Fiso. Hope you're well, brother. Yeah, look, I think for me personally, when the opportunity came about, we've obviously worked with Rummies within the super sports sphere. And yeah, I mean, we've become obviously good friends, offset. And he's the new chairman of the Pakistan cricket board. And, we've obviously shared ideas around, dinner and, our viewpoints on the game. And, you obviously felt that there was synergy, in the way that I see the game. And yeah, I mean, when he got the job, he picked up the phone, he phoned me, he said, listen, he's about to make a few changes. But also I think it's, it's the viewpoint in the type of cricket he wants Pakistan to play. But I think to come back to your point, yeah, I am still contracted with Western Province. So I'm still due to, take to the field at some stage. But yeah, I just think it's too good an opportunity, to let slip by. And also, it's a very tricky point in my career, I suppose. I'm at the back end of my career, so I think these opportunities is one that one will have to look at. And yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. When the opportunity came about, so yeah, I found myself as the bowling consultant going to a World Cup, and yeah, that excites me again.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, again, you're speaking obviously at that point in your career. I mean, we all know what an outstanding career you had. And for me personally, I mean, it's been great working alongside you and getting to know the man himself. And like I said at the top, I know that you've mentioned this, that you have this burning passion to give back to the game that gave so much to you. I know you've been working with some of the youngsters at Western Province, and no doubt will be keen to work with bowlers, especially, think of a Pakistan bowling setup, bowlers that are always just so skilled.
Yeah, I think, that was part of the reason, why I said yes to it. I think they've got, such a skillful bunch of young bowlers, but they've almost have this bandwagon of bowlers, no matter how bad the cricket is, sometimes that they keep producing, these high quality bowlers coming through. So, yeah, for me, it would be great to tap into a setup like that, to get, behind the mentality, behind, how and why they keep producing these bowlers. But yeah, I think for me, something to work with, the current crop of guys is probably a little bit more consistency. Like we've all alluded to, they are very highly skillful bunch. So for me personally, it's probably to tap into the consistency a little bit. But yeah, I mean, what a wonderful way to get cracking, at the international stage and really, having a good bunch of youngsters to work with.
Yeah, I'm interested to find out, Vernon. I mean, if you come up against South Africa, ooh, hey, it's tricky, eh? Maybe in a final. Maybe in a final.
I was doing an interview earlier, and I said to the guy earlier that both the teams are green, eh? Gold and green. Just make sure you pick green, eh?
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm sure for you personally, I mean, you also look at it from a growth point of view. It's quite easy to be in a setup perhaps you're familiar with. I mean, being South Africa or starting your coaching journey within the South African borders and the domestic level, but to go out and to test yourself in different conditions. And I believe you'll be working alongside a guy like a Matthew Hayden. So again, there's an Australian influence there. Like Ramiz, you've spoken about. Obviously, we both worked with him. But again, those different influences from different parts of the world, they're going to be massively important for you, for your growth as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we're being really honest with ourselves, we all serve a common purpose. We serve the game of cricket. It's a global game, and we'd like to see that, every part of the world, really enhance the game, looking to improve, looking to become better. And I think that's exactly, what we're there for. It's, although it's not, might not be in your home country, for both of us, we'd like to see Pakistan cricket, flourish, in the near future as well. So that's really, why we're so committed to it. Like I said, it's more about serving the game of cricket than, rather serving countries or, certain individuals. But yeah, for me, I'd really like to see, like to see myself make an impact on the game of cricket in general. Hopefully, we start something in Pakistan that will, really be the trend of world cricket for a time to come. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm hoping to return back home, obviously, and still play my part here. But I'm by no means lost to South African cricket. So yeah, I mean, we all serve cricket, and yeah, we want to see the game, move forward.
I think one of the great points you've made there, is that you're not lost to South African cricket, because there can be a presumption sometimes that the moment any player or any coach steps out of the borders and, it means they don't want to be part of South African cricket. And that's not the case. I think if anything, again, I mentioned it, expanding your horizons. Sometimes the biggest learning curves, the biggest lessons we get is when we move outside of our comfort zone. We test ourselves so that we can come back home and when we can do even better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, for me, from the get-go, it was always about, learning about different cultures, how they do things. And yeah, I think, you pick these things up, especially as a player. When you do play abroad, you get a sense of the style that they play. And obviously, when you go back to those countries as a player, you want to do better, you want to do well, and you want to learn, obviously from your previous mistakes. But I think, in this case, being a consultant, you'll be able to see things from a different light. So you'll be able to see things, by the time I do get back home, from a different viewpoint. And, hopefully, that will help us, do well in the subcontinent. So, yeah, I think for me, it's a massive opportunity. But yeah, the first task at hand is to get those, in a good frame of mind, and also, for them to deliver and maybe take their game to the next level. But yeah, you learn, from different conditions, from different guys' backgrounds, how to do things, and we're all differently wired. So for me, it's about really going there with an open mind, learn from them as much as they can learn from me. And yeah, I mean, I always believe that cricket is a two-way street. You need to be able to adapt. You need to be able to feed off one another, to be the best that you can be. So for me, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go there with an open mind. And like you've alluded to, I'm going to be working with a guy called Matthew Hayden, which we all know, he's been a superstar in his own right. So yeah, I mean, really to feed off him, the mindset for me, when it comes to, his part and the role that he'll be playing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the challenge. Look, I mean, by no means do I say there won't be challenges, because we all know there will be. But those are things that as cricketers, and as sportsmen, you live every day with a different challenge and you learn to overcome them. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And I mean, fascinating thought process that you have at the moment with regards to learning and just how much learning, is a two-way street. A lot of times we can see people who, and again, it's across, it's in business, it's in the workspace, it's in sport, where a lot of times, you hear people saying, well, what more can I learn? What can that person teach me? I've done it all. I've been at the top. And if there's one person who could say that, it's you. Having been one of the best bowlers in the world for pretty much your entire Test career, and to hear you still saying that you want to go there and learn, I mean, I think it speaks volumes about your character as well.
Yeah, look, I've got this massive belief that, and again, I'm going to say that, it's a two-way street. First of all, I need to be comfortable with what I do, with what I'm doing, in order to succeed. So for me to go down there and demand certain things, it's never going to work. I need to understand the individual. I need to understand his skill set. And based on that, we can build a relationship and we can build some game plans and some, tap into the mindset. But yeah, I mean, I believe that, each and every individual is different and separate. And yeah, you need to treat it that way as well. So yeah, no two guys are the same. And, pardon me, and you can't treat everyone the same, and I believe the recipe to success is to form a relationship between, human beings and really to understand one another, what it is that I want from you, but also, what you need to do in order to, to get to that level. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Look, I mean, I've only had to manage myself up until now. Now I'm going to have to manage, a bowling group and a team, per se. But yeah, I mean, it's really challenging, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I think, these are the things that you play your life long, and you really, when the opportunity do come about, you want to show what you worth. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be my approach to it. It's going to be the one of accepting, the guys, their viewpoints, and then we'll have to chat about my viewpoints, and hopefully we can come to common ground and really give them the platform, like you've alluded to go and excel and be successful.
Yeah, and no doubt. And I mean, I think it's a great platform to be able to go on and do that. And of course, let's quickly touch on the T20 World Cup, because it's going to be hotly contested. I mean, there's some really good T20 sides, white ball cricket. It can be a different proposition altogether. A lot of us haven't experienced playing at that particular level. You have. So take us through just how difficult it is to not only win a World Cup, but to also just to compete at those particular types of tournaments, and to make sure that, you always on it mentally and even on the field.
Yeah, I think World Cup's always tough, man. You play different opposition. It's not like a series where you play one opposition over a couple of games and you can, play the one game and you can go back to the drawing board and, study them and, try and figure out where their weak points are. You play a different opposition, you've got one chance every time that you do play. So I think, most of the work you'll have to do away from the World Cup. So you want to bowl those guys going into the World Cup with a good sense of energy, with a good sense of confidence. So when you do go out into the field, it's you and the opposition, or you, batter versus bowler. But you want to have a clear mind every time you do step onto that field. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of noise, obviously. You're going to play some big opposition. Everyone wants to win the World Cup, so they'll bring their A games. But I think the team that stays calm the most and, are well prepared. And look, it's a game of cricket, anything can happen. But yeah, I think the key for World Cups is, how best prepared you are going into those World Cups. And look, you need to win a couple of games at the right moments. So that's another key to it. You want to make sure that you're winning the right games at key times to be able to qualify for a quarterfinal, semi-final, and hopefully a final.
Yeah, no doubt. I look at Pakistan, always in the mix with regards to World Cups. They seem to have the X factor needed when it comes to big tournaments. The players almost seem to light up and really come to life, which is always great to see. But no doubt there will also be a big spotlight on a country you represented throughout your career, South Africa. I mean, how do you see South Africa's chances with regards to, I guess, doing well? I don't want to put you on the spot with regards to Pakistan, because I know you still have to go out there and work. So let's focus maybe on South Africa quickly with regards to South Africa's chances and just the makeup of the team.
Yeah, look, I think, South Africa always going in with, with this hype of, having a good team, but I think in the recent past, I think, sometimes our superstars probably, highlighted and added some extra pressure onto the team. This time around, I think, there's none of those superstars. And I think it's probably a good thing, being a little bit of wearing the underdog tag, which, you can then go and play with some freedom. So I think, yeah, they will always be, a dangerous team. I think, the guys have gelled nicely over the last probably 6 months in the T20 format at ease. So, yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But, yeah, I just think that, they'll probably be a lot more relieved knowing that, they can wear the underdog tag and not being one of the favorite teams, so to speak.
Yeah, apologies there. I was stuck on mute. Technology can get the better of us at times. Yeah, I mean, I'm just recapping on the squad that has been selected. Obviously, you look at Keshav Maharaj, who's come out of nowhere. A lot of people thought maybe not a white ball cricketer, but I'll tell you what, a lot of people are probably eating humble pie because Keshav has put up his hand. He's done well. I've got to feel sorry for a guy like a George Linder, I mean, who's probably ticked all the boxes he needed to tick. But unfortunately, sometimes it just goes like that with regards to World Cup selection. But, in terms of, we kind of know the players that we expect to do well, but potentially, who do you see as maybe a wild card to shine at this World Cup? Bjorn Fortuin, Aiden Markram. I don't know. Who do you think? I've obviously got my guys that I think, they could do well, But, what do you think?
Look at him on the spot. Hopefully all the Pakistani guys come to fire, No, I think from a South African perspective, I really like the way that Aiden Markram has gone about his business. He's obviously gone back to learn about his game, and you can really see with the with the intensity that he plays. It really shows really good character. When you do go out to bat. Keshav has been phenomenal, like you've alluded to. But I think Keshav probably takes all the confidence that he's built up. Playing domestic cricket. I think you and I were talking about it. The last tournament they played in Durban. I mean, he was by far, the best bowler. So I fully think that he deserves these opportunities. So I think he'll also be someone to watch out for. Bearing in mind that, the World Cup will be played, on the back end of the IPL, which means the wickets will be all used wickets. So the spinners will play a massive part. Yeah, you've got to feel for a guy like George Linder. I mean, being the T20 South African T20 Player of the Year and missing out on the World Cup. Yeah, you've got to count yourself unfortunate in that regard. I do, however, feel that, one of those two all-rounders, seam bowling all-rounders could probably have given way for a guy like George Linder. But yeah, I mean, that's the makeup that, they've chose to go with. Yeah, you want to wish the boys well, and hopefully, they pull it off. Just not against Pakistan.
Yeah, look, Bert, I mean, it's not only amazing to catch up with you, but I'm also just thinking off the top of my head, how excited you will be to work with certain talent within that Pakistan squad, players who can be so blockbuster. You look at a guy like a Hassan Ali, you can tell him that, hey, he's got a fan here in me because I love seeing him bowl. I love that. So hopefully we can see a few of those celebrations. I don't know if there are certain players within that bowling unit, within that setup that really excite you and you think, I'd really just like to fix one or two things there, or I'd really love to work closely with that particular talent.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've been watching a little bit of Pakistan cricket of late, obviously, and also when they were over here. A guy like Saeed Afridi, I mean, really excites me, being able to swing the ball at high pace. Hassan Ali, like you've alluded to, I mean, he's a gutsy character. He runs, he's at you all the time. And then also that he had a new youngster, Hasnain. I think, I can tweak one or two little things there and, yeah, get him to be a world-class performer for a very long period of time. But I think, as a group of speedsters, they've got some really good talent. I've also chatted to, some of the selectors and rummies. And in the wings, there's quite a few guys lining up, to take over. So that's quite a good thing to have, when you have good competition, guys lining up, wanting to challenge the guys at the top. And yeah, for me, it's probably to step in there and make those guys aware of, the guys that's below them, keep that hunger levels up every time they step onto the field, wanting to perform, wanting to be the best. But I think from an out-and-out skill point of view, a wonderful skill set, in terms of that group of bowlers. And yeah, we can tweak one or two things, and I reckon there'll be a very good, consistent bunch of bowlers for a long time, for a long period of time.
Tell me, Vernon, has there been, I guess, any mandate, or I mean, it might not be allowed to be discussed on a public platform, but I guess what was the discussion with regards to the role you'll come in and play exactly? How is there a certain length in your tenure? Is it just the World Cup? And was there anything that was kind of put forward to you by the Pakistan board when you were appointed?
Hey, you want to get me fired before I get started?
That's why I asked. You must ask, and then you say, I can't discuss these things, and we move on. And again, you're my mate. I will never do that to you. So yeah, look, I've got to ask the question, but all good if you're not able to answer.
No stress. Look, I mean, obviously, like I said, it was quite a brief conversation between myself and Ramis. I also don't think he was quite clear as to what he wanted me to do specifically, but he wanted me to be there specifically for the World Cup. I mean, we'll probably chat once I'm over there as to where his mind is at in terms of longer term plans. But yeah, he's asked me to be there for the World Cup, and yeah, the mandate is to get the guys in a good frame of mind before the World Cup. So yeah, hopefully I can do just that, and hopefully we can win a trophy as well.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at Pakistan, you're always thinking, always in the mix. From 1992, they've built that culture where, come World Cup time, whether it's T20, whether it's Champions Trophy, whether it's a World Cup, a regular 50-over World Cup, you're always thinking to yourself, if you're not careful, Pakistan will get you. And I'm sure it's an exciting project for you. And, I wish you all the best. And I know plenty of South African fans who loved you as a player, who love you as a person, will no doubt be behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very good point you're alluding to as well. When it comes to World Cups, but it almost seems to have this extra 10-15% of energy and, game readiness. And yeah, it's really a good attribute to have, So yeah, I don't think they need a second invitation to rock up the World Cup. I think if we can, maybe just tone one or two little things, I think there'll always be a team to watch out for. I mean, yeah, rightfully, like you pointed out, sometimes you look at them in series and you think, these guys got no chance. But when it comes to World Cup, there's just that flame that ignites, and they're ready to go. So I'm really excited to be a part of that, and yeah, hopefully we can do well. Look, I mean, I've got a lot of fans, that have obviously wished me well for this assignment. And again, like I said, we're serving the game of cricket. Hopefully I can learn a lot on that side, and when I come back, share my experiences on this side again, however long that may be. But yeah, I mean, we're all obviously fans and supporters and players, obviously, at the end of the day, of this beautiful game of cricket. And it's our duty to make sure that this game is in good stead for generations to come. So yeah, let us not be selfish. Let us not start hating one another. But for me, like I said, I want to see the game of cricket moving forward, whether it be on a local home soil or abroad. I'm always going to be a fan of cricket. So yeah, I'm just going to go out and do my duty.
Vernon Philander, a true ambassador of the South African game. Yeah, and someone I hold in the highest regard. And, for me, I'll be fully behind you. And I hope that, your role goes well. More importantly, I also hope that you enjoy the experience and you grow as a person, as a coach, and, as a human being. So, yeah, Vern, wishing you nothing but the FisMaz Show wishes you nothing but the best. And, hopefully one day we'll see you in the green and gold, the other green and gold, and that, you know what I mean, man.
Thanks, my brother. And hopefully when I return in mid-November, late November, I'll have a little Pakistan shirt with the feast at the back there. So
you see, now we're talking, man. Now we're talking. But I still want to see a few deliveries going past the batsman. Yeah, please. We want to see the catch it.
We've got to nick a few off. Don't worry about that. I'll resume that duty in late November.
No, fair enough, my brother. Thank you very much for your time again. And all the best. And I hope the little one is growing nicely. I hope the family's doing good.
Thanks a lot, my brother. You keep well, and all your viewers, keep safe. please vaccinate if you're healthy. If not, consult your GPs and make sure you guys stay safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Vernon Philander. And yeah, I'll let you go now. But yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Vernon Philander there. Yeah, very important point there. Make sure you go and vaccinate, go do the right things. But yeah, for me, a great discussion. Again, he touched on the fact that he is looking forward to the experience. But, as a South African, you want fellow South Africans to go out there and keep excelling in the world. And I always use a specific point where I say, I love seeing good people win. Vernon Philander has been a colleague to me at SuperSport. He's been a guy who has, just been a good person to me. And it's always nice when you meet guys that you really look up to, but, they also become, like brothers. So yeah, salute to Vernon. Wish him all the best. And yeah, wishing South Africa the best as well. The Proteas will be an action out there, and hopefully for them, they can go out and really do the nation proud. Again, yeah, I guess we got to sign out. I don't have much else to say. It felt like I've talked too much already. All right. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for everyone who has followed the show on our Instagram page. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed on Iono, on Apple Podcasts. Thank you to everyone who's followed the FisMaz TV on YouTube. And yeah, just thank you to everyone who continues to support. Our numbers are steadily growing. Yeah, it's never easy to grow a platform of this nature, but I promise you now, we do have some exciting things in the horizon. I'll be wrapping up season 2 pretty soon. And yeah, season 3 is going to be even more exciting. And we're going to go back to, I guess, doing a few, big name bios with some of your favorite sporting icons, some people in entertainment. Yeah, we're going to have fun. But nonetheless, we're not done yet. But we're done for tonight. Thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in. And yeah, wishing you all the best going forward. Go vaccinate. Go do the right thing, man. Love you guys.